So the students that participate in this class model themselves or try to imitate or look up to people like Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, um, Microsoft, Bill Gates, and they do that to the tune of two things. One is called a disruptive innovation and a unicorn. This is one of the main differentiators of the program. Um, a disruptive innovation and a unicorn company are the highest form of success in all of the corporate world. A disruptive innovation is like Uber or Netflix or Tesla Motors. It comes out, it destroys an industry, rebuilds a whole new one in its place, and makes the creator of the disruptor a billionaire a few times over. This is what the kids aspire to at the Ivy League level. All the kids are walking around calling, their companies disrupt this and disrupt that. In most public schools, other than us, none of the other engineering or technology programs are even discussing it. And there's a reason for that I don't want to get into right now. But the goal is to create a disruptor, and then a unicorn company is basically a company that is doing $1 billion in revenue a year. That's a unicorn, and there's levels to it. Unicorn, hexacorn, it goes up and up. The guy who invented Amazon, incidentally, another engineer. Oh, and incidentally, 99.9% of the time, engineers are the ones that create these things. So your kids would have this mentality, and then their goal is to take the product, take their disruptor and their unicorn, and take it to the IPO level and become billionaires. That's the goal. That's what technology is about. It's not to play with robots. It's to create disruptors and unicorns and turn yourself into a billionaire. That's technology. So our motto is that technological innovation provides an exponentially more powerful learning experience than tech computation. So with these colleges and what you're doing in your school, you're teaching the kids how to solve the math and how to solve the logic statements and how to solve the math with the model, but have no understanding of how to take it and use it to create something. And that's what they did to me. That's why I'm doing this. When you learn how to apply tech, it's a lot more fun, and everybody wants to, be a part of inventing new technology. It feeds the ego. It feeds your self-esteem. It makes the learning experience that more visceral. It's kinesthetic. There's a whole lot of other good things that go into that. So that's our motto. That's our mission. That's our direction. Never before have students, I believe, been so interested in making money. The billionaires or millionaires that are in the entertainment industry or sports that are talking about how much money they're getting is making education seem ridiculous unless it's talking about money. So from an engagement perspective, this is our thesis statement that money is equal to value over time. And that's pretty exciting that, we have actual money in the actual formula. This is a derivative of the formula, but no doubt this is our main thesis statement that money, if you want money, you have to provide people value over per unit time. So my name is Bintel Powell. I'm an engineer. I went to Northeastern University. I studied electrical engineering, and when I came out, I got a job as a salesperson. You can listen to it in the book. I want to be quick. And what we're doing, my wife is a teacher. That's how I got caught up in the education and tech ed. I wrote her lesson plans and a whole lot of other stuff. So what we're doing is we're synthesizing entrepreneurship and STEM to the tune of creating and owning technology like the Ivy League kids, as opposed to just playing with technology and solving the math or diagnosing it. That's what a technician does. Engineers create. So if your engineering program, respectfully, is not about innovation and creating, then and the kids are not interested. I can't tell you how many kids that are in P-Tech or in Project Lead the Way come to me and say, hey, I don't even know what we're doing. I'm just doing this to make my parents happy. All right, so that's what we're doing. And they did the same thing to me at Northeastern. All right, there's a reason for that, because the schools are not supposed to create competition for the big companies. They're supposed to create employees, and that's why this is happening. But the rubber is meeting the road. The kids don't want to do that anymore. The kids are going to drop out. They're not going to get involved in tech unless you show them simply what's in it for them. eSTEM answers that question. We've been pioneering this version of STEM for the last 15 years. So these are our curriculum modules. This is what the students go through throughout the entire course. It's a year-long course of lesson plans that we would give your teacher, train them on it. I don't want to go into too much detail here, but if we set up a meeting, I can go through this and discuss it with you, why it's important, why how you can manipulate it or use it. But this is under the hood of the curriculum. Okay, so this is what we do. These are our engineering instruments, and I'm going to demonstrate these to you, ladies and gentlemen. The formula is in the middle. It's a speedometer for how fast the money machine. We tell kids we're teaching them how to make a money machine. There's a logic statement at the bottom, the value system, and all of these instruments are consistent throughout all forms of engineering. This is called unit of measure, very important. This is the model. This is the formula to track how fast the model is spinning around and producing capital. And this to the bottom is the logic statement, which is the basis of computer programming. And it's what the kids use to come up with ideas and reverse engineer products so that they can start teaching them how to innovate and think like an innovator. It's very important. The logic statements are the basis of computer programming and coding. And if you don't start your children early with this, it's a very objective way of looking at the world. And if you don't start your kids early with this, they won't be able to get it by the time they're in college. It's like in boxing, you do a drill and you do something, and then you have to do it. Not only you have to think about it, but you have to do it physically. In logic, there's no physical component to help you with the mental piece. This is all mental. So if you don't start your kids early, when they get hit with this in college, as did I, they'll just fail. They'll just fail out. They need to start playing with logic early. So this is a socioeconomic behavioral model is what it's called. Very similar to the hydrogen and oxygen image to the left. Our thesis is that anytime money is transacted, information, commodities, and relationships are the elements of that successful financial transaction. So you can use this to do a number of things. You can dissect a company as a business model. You can write a business model with it. You can dissect a successful transaction between two people, or you can use it to analyze a country because a country is essentially, or a nation is essentially, a money machine. And the value of these models, psychologists will tell you that people perform best in life when they have models of behavior to imitate in their own lives at work. Role models, fashion models, all right? It's modeling. Model literacy is a part of the Common Core. Models eliminate risk. And if you don't teach your students about risk and model literacy, then they won't be able to maneuver through what the entertainment industry is doing to them, what marketing and advertisers are doing to them. They won't be able to see it. They won't be able to figure it out for themselves. This gives them the ability to understand modeling, apply it, see where it's being applied, and see where it's being used against them, and makes your life as an educator a lot easier. This is arguably the most important image in the entire program. Everything pivots off of this. It's called the value system. It allows us to toggle between financial literacy and engineering and innovation. Basically, it's saying that every product on earth is designed to cure what they call in the corporate world 4 pain points. And there's only 4 of them. Every product on earth can be put in one of these 4 quadrants, if you will. To the upper left-hand corner, it's emotional pain, physical pain. To the bottom left-hand corner, it's loss of time and loss of energy. If you can create a product that protects the world from these 4 things, the world will give you their money. That's what value is. Anytime people exchange money, they're really purchasing some form of value. This is the human condition. Salespeople sell it, and engineers create it. Now, you can use this to analyze why a company's stock is going to be valuable. You should use it to evaluate whether this product is valuable or not. You should be able to say, hey, how much time and energy is this going to save us from teaching these kids this brand of entrepreneurship? How much emotional pain will it save me from and the kids from, knowing that they're not going to be able to go into the world and defend themselves? What kind of physical pain? They're not going to be selling drugs and killing each other. So you can evaluate any product, even me and my product, based on these 4 pain points. And that's exactly what they call them in the corporate world, pain points. And as a salesperson, my job is to pick at your pain points and then prove to you that my product can cure the pain you're in. And that's what this presentation is designed to do. So really quick, with the understanding of value, this is what your students will be able to do. They'll be able to scientifically discover value, they'll be able to create value, and they'll be able to sell value. And a few other things, invest in the stock market, blah, blah. But this is, and in the book we call these the information commandments. They call them the third gear. We call them gears in the money machine. This is critically important, and this is the basis of the next generation science teaching standards, the Common Core, everything. Understanding value is everything. Life is about creating and selling value if you want to be successful. The problem is, purposefully, nobody is telling people what value is. The only people that know what it is are the top 1%, and they're keeping it a secret. And that's why I'm here. And this is how the logic statement looks. This is how it works. And we walk the kids through, innovating new ideas. It's called an idea maker. But most important, it takes you through the thought process of the scientist and the engineer at the same time to come up with innovation. And this is what the kids would learn. They reverse engineer products. This is a big hit in the class. And again, it's the basis of all computer programming. It's a way of thinking. It's what makes engineers so magical in their ability to create stuff. Logic. Everything is innovated with logic. This slide is really important. It shows how the formula is used to explain graphs and charts. When you get to college and when you're in the real world, you watch the Bloomberg channel, they talk in terms of charts. And if your kids can't understand it, it's a whole language that they're just shut out from. Basically show, so we can sort of teach it almost like a picture book, and the kids get it really quick. And this is very powerful. All right, charting is everything. If you want to be in finance, you want to be in the financial industry or even engineering, charting is everything. It's everything. It's a language. You have to know how to chart, or else they're just going to talk right past you. So these are some of the STEM literacies that your students are going to walk away from. Linear algebraic equations is the basis of math. If you can solve a linear mathematical equation, you can do other more complicated mathematical operations like calculus and statistics. It all starts, they drilled us with this at Northeastern. I didn't know why. These are all the things that your kids are going to walk away from technologically, like a real engineer, made simple, coming right out of high school. So when they get to college, if they study engineering, they'll be like, "Oh, we've seen this already." They won't be blindsided by it. Again, more literacies that all are a function of entrepreneurship. And a lot of schools say they want their kids to have these literacies, but they don't give them any platform to exercise them and develop them. It's like telling somebody you want them to beat up Muhammad Ali, but don't teach them how to spar. It doesn't make any sense. You're not going to get it from math. You're not going to get it from science. Well, you can get a little bit of it from science, but entrepreneurship is the best place, in my opinion, to flex all of these muscles, and leadership and responsibility, cross-country. All of these things come out of entrepreneurship when you mix it with STEM. Quickly, you can explore all of these different types of engineering based on the engineering instruments that we're going to give your kids in the previous slide. So they can just go around jumping around just like Elon Musk. Incidentally, Elon Musk, the founder of Tesla, he didn't go to college. He just read every engineering book in his library, and he taught himself to do computer programming. He was one of the founding creators of PayPal. And he took that money and did Tesla, and he just kept, because he can bounce in and out of different engineering genres because he understands this. And that's how he does it. So we hear people talk about, the maker space. It's a pretty big genre in tech education, and this slide is just to corroborate that learning happens best when learners construct their understanding through a process of constructing things to share with others. All right. So I agree. We agree. Bandit Publishing agrees with that. I just want to say this is the next generation science teaching standards, and the first one, practices and behaviors of the scientist and the engineer, which I think we already covered and said we do that in our logic statement. All right, so just want to make that clear. Reiterate the next generation science teaching standards. Use the mathematical computational thinking. We do that. Develop using models. We definitely do that. Obtain and evaluate, communicate information. I think there's the last one. Develop scientific knowledge via logic and conceptual constructions. All of these things. Use math to describe and support scientific conclusion and design solutions. All of these things are in the 4 tools that we gave you in the previous slide. This is really amazing. These are business plan writing competitions that take place all over the country, some of them for hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm supremely confident that our kids will participate in those projects and win easily. And that's really exciting for high school kids. And some of these people will give them money to start their own companies and patent their products. So, your kids need to get in the game. This is really cool. We took these kids to play golf in the first deal that I ever did about 15 years ago. We took them to Bethpage Golf Course, and this young man won the business plan writing competition. His idea was a virtual reality video game. This was 15 years ago, before virtual reality was even being talked about. The significance of this is that when people do these deals, they don't do them in the office. Usually they do them on the golf course. In some colleges, golf is a graduation requirement. So why not start the kids now? On behalf of everyone at Bandit Publishing, our entire staff, we want to thank you for watching this presentation. If you have any questions, that's my number towards the bottom. Please give me a call. My name is Bintel Powell. I'm the CEO and founder of Bandit Publishing, and we would love to talk to you. Take care.